So I just got back from the machine shop, got my crank for Wago all polished up, should be good to go, and I also got my block and head resurfaced. So when I took my old head gasket off the block, I just used like an electric sander to like help get some of it off, which was really stupid, and I knew it was, but I was just YOLOing it. But he told me it was pretty uneven, so that was good that I got this redecked, and I also got the head redecked as well, so those are nice and flat. And pretty soon I will be putting my Wago back together finally. So I have all the parts I need, just gotta bring it over to PFI, and I'm gonna have Todd help me out because he knows these single cams really well. So I just wanna double check the clearances on all the rod and main bearings and make sure she's good to go, and hopefully make this one last longer than the other one did. Get more than 1,000 miles out of it this time, because there was no reason that old one should have broke down as fast as it did. So there must have been something messed up with the clearances, because all my bearings were just completely worn out. But we'll see on that. Brent did also get the tower back for his dyno, so it is reading numbers again, and now it is also reading torque as well, horsepower and torque, because before the torque, whatever measures the torque was messed up on his dyno, so it was only reading horsepower. But now all that is fixed, dyno's ready to go, and I'm gonna bring the hatch down there today and see what this thing puts down. So before it made 648 on the old setup, and as long as it can make that again, I'll honestly be happy, but I really am thinking it makes more than that. So I would guess probably around 680, if not closer to 700. So we'll see when we get over there. But yeah, gonna take it down and see what she makes. Got the dyno working. It's working good now, huh? Yep, got a new tower sent in. So dyno is reading numbers again, and we're gonna finally find out what the hatch actually puts down. So just gotta let it warm up and do a couple pulls. What are you guys thinking? What's your guess?
550.
600?
610.
610? All lower than what it made? What do you guess?
Well, is it on the high boost that you had before? Or
yeah, it's on 21 pounds.
Oh, then fuck that. No, 657. On 25 pounds.
679.
680.
680. Not sure if we're gonna break 700, but as long as it does better than 650, I'll be happy with it.
Sure.
Are you gonna turn it up if it doesn't make 650?
We can only go so much before it runs out of fuel.
Yeah.
But I'll max it out.
Max it out? Sounds like you. Max it out.
Send it.
Send it. He's just gonna send it.
You think it's gonna make 7? I'd be really happy, but I think it's gonna be a little under. We'll see though, it felt good. Yo! 711, 548 torque, 548.
I said over 7.
Damn.
Yeah.
711.
Yeah, dog.
And you got the torque working. Todd, you were 100 off. You said 450.
I said 610.
I came back.
It made 550 torque too.
That's not bad at all.
I like them stock sleeves.
God damn. That's all we need. That's all I came here for. We're done. Damn. I knew she felt better. I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it was over 700 though. I thought it was gonna be like 680.
Me too.
I got calls.
Was the fuel still good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the reason you're out.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
I need a tire.
Yeah, I need a fucking tire bad. God damn.
Hey, God, come here.
What?
So all your viewers can know.
All the viewers?
20 pounds of boost, 89% duty cycle,
Damn.
Nice.
Dude, there's still some room there too if you really wanted it to. That's awesome.
750, bro.
Nah, I'm good with that. The tire was starting to rub.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turbo's still going. Yeah, I was smoking the tires a little bit once he let out of it.
Saw the tire rubbing from the
Yeah.
On the decel, it was smoking a bit there.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
That's so sick. So stoked. The hatch is where? I don't know. I don't know what you said.
No, we took the super guy. I said 7.
Oh yeah? What?
7-Eleven, it's Slurpee day. Yep. You'll want some Slurpees.
I'll buy everyone here some Slurpees.
Damn, that's badass.
I told you she felt good.
What would it be at 40 pounds?
Maybe we'll find out someday.
For all those naysayers that say my little turbos don't work.
Dude, these turbos kick ass. Took it like to 8,700-ish.
Yep.
Didn't even hit limiter. I'm pretty sure it revs out to like 92, 93.
Yep.
Damn. That's a lot of torque too for a Honda.
Oh, yeah.
Those H22s. It's fucking sick. So that pool was in 4th gear, letting out early. 4th gear goes just over 160 miles an hour. Probably would go to like 165 to 170 if it actually went to rev limiter. But I am really happy with that, guys. I am stoked. Well, there you have it, guys. She's officially making 711 wheel horsepower as she sits. So I am super stoked on that number. That is just awesome. I've been wanting to break 700 for a while now, and now that I'm finally there, I can officially say that the hatch is good on power for now, because I mean, it's just unusable on the street unless I get a nasty tire on there, which I do plan on doing eventually, but I need to get some new wheels and maybe a 3-piece front end to fit a much fatter tire up front. But I knew she was making more power, and I just had no idea it was that much more, honestly. She's also making 548 foot-pounds of torque, which is pretty nuts for a Honda motor. It does help that I have the H22, which is the 2.2 liter, a little bigger than most of the Honda motors you will see, but that is just absolutely nuts. And before a lot of you guys start commenting, because I have talked about it in several videos, I'm just gonna go over this motor one more time and let you guys know what I did to make that 700 horsepower. So let's break it down real fast. I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but I'll go through it fast. The head is completely stock except for valve springs and retainers. I have the SuperTech dual springs with titanium retainers. Other than that, the head is completely stock, no cams, stock cams. And then, yeah, that's it for the head. The block is a completely stock closed deck H22A block, not sleeved. Stock sleeves, has Mall Gold 11-to-1 compression pistons that fit the stock H22 sleeves. I have Manley H-beam rods with King's rod and main race bearings. Stock crank, didn't touch the crank at all. And that's pretty much it for internals on the motor, so not too much there. The tranny is completely stock. That's the same transmission we got from the junkyard for $100 with 260,000 miles on it out of an F22 Accord. So bone stock transmission gear wise, and I'm just running Valvoline synchro mesh in there, and then the clutch is a competition twin disc clutch, and that is the most expensive part in this car. So that ran me just over $1,000 for that clutch. But other than that, the transmission is completely stock, and that clutch does come with its own flywheel as well, included in that price. For the fuel and intake, the intake manifold is just a completely stock intake that has been ported out with a Dremel. I did not do that myself, but that's how I bought it. And I have a 4-bar map sensor on the intake, and then got the AEM fuel rail, knockoff AEM fuel pressure regulator, and then I have Bosch 2200cc injectors, which are dirt cheap on eBay for those injectors. And then I have a Walbro 450 in-tank pump with stock fuel lines, and that is it for the fuel system. And then I also wired a relay to give that pump direct power in the back over there. So that's pretty much all that's in the motor, just rods, pistons, and a whole bunch of fuel. If I didn't mention something, that's probably because it's stock. For instance, like the distributor part of the head, that is stock. I didn't talk about the oil pump either. That's completely stock. Water pump stock. I do have a Gates timing belt on there. That doesn't really matter. It would make the same power either way. And then I also have just eBay swap mounts for the H22 into the EK. Those are $100 motor mounts, if any of you guys are wondering. Also got the alternator relocate kit, and then the Honda obviously controls all the electronics. That's just the tunable ECU. And then if we move on to the turbo kit, as most of you guys know, I fabbed up almost everything on here. I made this top mount manifold myself. I made the downpipe, made the wastegate dump, and the turbo is a GTX 3582R dual ball bearing. This was also off eBay. These are like $500 to $600 depending on where you can find them. Sometimes they're even more than that, but a really cheap, good eBay turbo. And then I do have an oil sandwich plate for oil coming off the oil filter to feed that. And then that just goes into 2.5-inch intercooler piping right into my intercooler. And then out that side just comes out right through here into the intake, eBay blow off valve. And I made all this intake piping as well, welded all that up myself. I do have a boost by gear solenoid, or it's just a boost solenoid, but I use this to control the boost by gear so I can gradually increase boost as we go faster. I got a tile 44mm V-band wastegate, and I think that's it. I'm sure there's something I'm missing, just aluminum eBay radiator. Definitely a lot of eBay parts on this car, but everything seems to work. I mean, we did start this channel about almost a year ago, and a lot of you guys don't know, but this motor has been put together for just about 3 years, and the only issue I've had with the motor itself was that one rod that bent. That's the first time I ever had to pull this motor apart. So I guess we'll see how long this one lasts. Another thing I didn't talk about just real quick, I also do have insane shaft axles. Those are just swap axles for the EK. That was one part I left out, but other than that, I think that's everything. So hopefully if you guys had any other questions about it, I just answered them, but if you do still have questions, just comment about it and I'll get back to you guys. And at the end of the day, there's always going to be one guy saying, it's just a Honda, just a 4-cylinder, but it's whatever, I just ignore it. I'm really proud of where this car has come from, considering that when I first got it, it was completely stock, not even making 100 horsepower, to what it is now, making over 700 horsepower to the tires. And it might not be the fastest thing out there, but it's definitely not slow. And for how cheap I've done this, I mean, there are some expensive parts in here, but I've done it relatively cheap and just did it as best I could for what I had. I mean, this car turned out awesome, so I'm really happy with where it's at right now. And yeah, I mean, if you guys have any haters or anything like that for what you're doing to your cars, or just whatever you're doing at all, just ignore it, have fun, do what you want to do, as long as it makes you happy. And this car right here definitely makes me happy, and we would not be where we were at if it weren't for this hatch right here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.